Hey everyone, the world around us is changing really fast. Continuous innovation in technology, including your personal computers, laptops, internet, Wi-Fi, smartphones, have literally disrupted our way of living. And the latest disruption in the world of technology is artificial intelligence. Now, I have recently created a video on how ChatGPT has taken the world by storm and how you can use it, especially for personal finance and investment related query, and how ChatGPT has emerged as a big threat to the entire existence of Google. Well, guess what? Google is always one step ahead of its competitors when it comes to innovation. And in case of AI-based chatbot, Google is again not far behind. Right after a few months of launch of ChatGPT, Google has launched its own AI-based chatbot with name Bard. So I had a look at Google Bard and its features with special use case in the world of personal finance and investment. Having a tech background myself, I love to explore technology that makes our life easier. And it looks like these AI chatbots like ChatGPT and Google Bard are really a game changer in the world of investment and personal finance. Like I said in my previous video of ChatGPT, I've almost stopped using Google search now. I'm using ChatGPT to get answers for all my queries. But it looks like Google Bard is one step ahead of ChatGPT. Yes, you heard it right. After the initial usage of Google Bard, I compared it with ChatGPT and found one most important feature that makes Google Bard even better than ChatGPT, especially in the field of finance and investment. So in this video, we'll look at how to use Google Bard and compare its results with ChatGPT. This will help you understand how you can also use them in your day-to-day life and what makes Google Bard different from ChatGPT. But before we proceed, if you haven't watched my previous video of how ChatGPT is disrupting the world of finance and investment, then pause this video and watch that video first. Alright, now let's get started with today's video. Right, so if you want to open Google Bard chatbot, you just need to search Google Bard and you'll get the first link. And this is how the UI will look like. This is similar to ChatGPT UI where you have this send a message section. Now let's take few examples to really understand how Google Bard is different. First of all, please be very clear that you need to identify queries and use cases that you cannot find on Google search. Because if you simply want to know what is Sensex, what is PE ratio, obviously you can Google it and you'll get the answer. So you want to know what is that you cannot find easily on Google search that you can find on Google Bard and ChatGPT. So this is what we are trying to do. So let's say you want to know a valuation analysis, you want to understand more about how to do valuation analysis. I recently did a video on how to identify if a stock is overvalued or undervalued. So let's try to figure out more about it. Let's search, I want to know more about valuation analysis. Can you please elaborate? Right, so this is the response from Google Bard. It says valuation analysis is the process of determining the value of an asset. Then it has discussed about some of the ratios that include discounted cash flow, then comparable companies earning, then asset-based valuation. Then it says value of an asset can be affected by a number of factors, including your asset's future cash flow, risk of asset liquidity, future potential, industry, economic environment, and so on. Then valuation analysis is an important tool for investors, lenders, and other stakeholders. Then it has discussed how here are some examples of how valuation analysis can be used. A company might use valuation analysis to determine value of its business before it goes public, and obviously before it takes loan, and obviously investors might want to use valuation analysis before they invest their money. Right, so this is the response, a generic response. Obviously the query was also generic. If you want specific response, you need to ask specific query. Now let's take the same query and ask ChatGPT and see how it replies. So it says that valuation analysis is a process of estimating worth of a company. It typically used by investors, analysts, and other financial profession to determine value of an investment opportunity or to make investment decision. Then it is discussing about common valuation methods that include comparable company analysis. Then it discusses about discounted cash flow. Then discuss about asset-based valuation. Then economic value added. Then there are other methods of valuation analysis including price to earning, price to sale, price to book. Then it says the choice of valuation method depends on nature of the asset being valued, purpose of valuation, and availability of data. Right? So let's try one more query and say I want to invest in stock market. Can you please help me how to do valuation analysis. Let's see what it replies. Right, so here is the response from Google Bard. It says first step, do your research. Basically means you need to understand company's financial statement, reading analyst report, then you need to follow the company's news, then use valuation model. Here it does not mention about what models you need to use. Then it says company's valuation with its peer, then it says make a decision. So this is a generic response. Let's see what is the response from ChatGPT. So if we just copy and paste the same question, let's see. Right, it says, I would be happy to provide some guidance on how to conduct a valuation analysis. So it says, choose a valuation method. So there are various valuation methods. For stock market, the most common method is comparable company analysis. This involves comparing the financial ratio of the target company to similar company in the same industry. So as discussed, let's say we want to know the P ratio of TCS, whether it is good or bad, whether it is overvalued or undervalued, you can compare it with, let's say, P ratio of Infosys, right? Then it says gather financial data. So you need to gather data like your statements, balance sheet, cash flow and all of that. Then it says identify comparable company. Then it says calculate financial ratio. Here it says the ratios include price to earning, price to sale, price to book, return on equity and so on. Then it says compare the ratio, finalize the valuation. So overall, if you look at the response, based on the analysis I have done so far, I found ChatGPT a bit more elaborative and bit more intelligent in the response. Now let's dig deep and say, can you please help me with key ratios for valuation analysis for stock investment? So there you go. It is mentioned about various ratios like price to earning, then price to book, price to sale, return on equity, return on asset, debt to equity, earning growth rate, right? So these are the ratios. And of course, it has elaborated about them. And if you look at this, if you copy the same query on ChatGPT, let's see what is the response from ChatGPT. Certainly, here are some key ratios, price to earning. Again, similar response, but I feel that the elaboration is a slightly more on ChatGPT. Look at this. It says price to earning is a measure of how investors are willing to pay for a stock relative to its earning. A high P ratio means investors are willing to pay a premium. Low means investors are not willing to pay as much for this stock. Then if you look at price to earning elaboration in ChatGPT, it says the ratio compare price of the stock to earning. It's calculated by dividing current stock price by earning per share for the most recent 12 months period, right? So it is more specific in response. A high P ratio may indicate that stock is overvalued and low P may suggest that stock is undervalued. Then generally, if you look at it, the response is similar. It has also discussed about price to book, price to sale, return on equity, debt to equity, dividend yield, right? But personally, I found the response of ChatGPT slightly more elaborative. Now let's say you want to know a PE ratio in detail. Please explain PE ratio with example. So let's see how it replies. There you go. It says price to earning is a valuation ratio that compares a stock price to its earning. Then it has given an example where company stock price is $100, EPS is 2, so company PE ratio would be 50. It means investors are willing to pay $50 for every $1 of earning that the companies generate. Then there is a further explanation around this content. If we copy the same query on ChatGPT, let's see how it replies. So it says, sure, I would be happy to explain. The P ratio is a popular valuation metric to determine whether a stock is overvalued, undervalued or fairly valued. Then it has look at similar example, stock price is $50, EPS is 5, then if you calculate P ratio is 10. It means investors are willing to pay. So more or less the response is similar, but I found ChatGPT slightly more elaborative. Here you can also look at various drafts. So for example, this is one response, then there is another draft 2 where it has given a response, and then there is another draft 3. You can even regenerate these drafts by refreshing it, and this is also similar. If you are not satisfied with the content, you can do regenerate the content. But if you remember, I mentioned that there is one feature where Google Bard is much better than ChatGPT. And what is that? Google Bard information is latest and up to date as of today's date, whereas ChatGPT information is only available till November 2021 as of today. So ChatGPT is outdated and Google Bard is updated, which is with latest information. And in field of finance and investment, you want to stay updated with latest information, and that is what I really liked about it. So let me take a few use cases to help you understand how you can use Google Bard. So let's say there are a lot of brokerage houses that gives a target price to various stocks. Now you want to know what is the target price from various brokerage houses for a particular stock. So let's say you want to know the target price on KPIT. So if you search brokerage house target on KPIT and let's say latest report. So please note that currently we are in May month and this is giving information as of March 8, 2023. The interesting part is it has bifurcated all the brokerage houses and their targets. So this is a very nice way to represent. For example, Angel Broking has given a target of 900, Axis Securities 890, then Edelweiss is 900, ICICI Direct is 880. Right? So you don't have to search every time and open various links. You can get all of that in a single manner here. Then you can even do various other ways. Look at this. There are various other representations. You can see ICICI Direct target is 1000. And let's say you want to know the latest as of May. Latest target on KPIT for May 2023. Let's see what it replies. So it says, according to report by ICICI Direct, the target price for KPIT for May 2023 is 1000 rupee. Now let's say you want to know latest brokerage house targets. Latest brokerage house target on KPIT for May 2023. Because March 2023 is still 2 months older. So let's see if you can get anything latest for May. So there you go. It is giving you information, latest information. It says latest brokerage target for KPIT for May 2023. It says ICICI Direct has target of 1000, MK Global 950, Motilal Oswal 900, Sharekhan 850, Goldman Sachs 750 and JP Morgan 650. This is very interesting, isn't it? You can't find all of that directly on Google search. So this is one particular use case. Of course, you can search lot of information. So let me take another use cases. So let's say you want to know why, let's say if ICICI Direct is bullish on KPIT, then what is the reason? So if you search why ICICI Direct is bullish on KPIT. Let's see what it replies. There you go. It says ICICI Direct is bullish on KPIT for following reason. Company is well positioned to benefit from growth in automotive and technology service. Then KPIT has a strong track record. Company is investing in new technology such as electric vehicle and autonomous driving, which is expected to grow in coming years. And KPIT has a strong management team with proven record. Company is trading at reasonable valuation. So this is the response from Google Bard. Now let's say you want to know latest information. For instance, on yesterday, we got the data of inflation in US. You want to know what is the latest news? If you just search latest inflation data for US and just type enter, there you go. So you've got the data, latest inflation data that was released on May 12th, 2023. This is as of today. This video is created on 12th of May and you're getting the data on 12th of May. This is today's news and it says the inflation has rose to 4.9% over the last 12 months, not seasonally adjusted. And so there you go. The latest inflation for US for month of April. Obviously in May you will get the data for April. The latest inflation data is 4.9%, right? And you can see all of the details, for example, natural gas index, food index, gasoline index, and all of that. Let's say you want to know more about a particular company. So let's say you want to know business model of any random company, let's say MTAR. Let's type enter. Let's see what it replies. There you go. So it has provided the summary of MTAR business model, which says it's an Indian precision engineering company and business model is based on following key principle: focus on mission critical precision component, then where company focuses on components with close tolerance and in critical assemblies. Then it has got in-house R&D, then diversified customer base, strong management. So it has also provided the source. Then let's say you want to know leadership of MTAR. Because generally this kind of information, if you Google, you will not find it easily, right? So if you search leadership of MTAR, there you go. So it has mentioned MTAR CEO is Parvat Reddy, and it has also mentioned about the member of MTAR management team and all the information, who are they, right? So now let's say you want to know key growth drivers for MTAR. So by the way, you can do it for every single company that you want to know. You can even search what is the expected growth rate and all of that. So there you go, you've got the key growth drivers. The growth of nuclear, space and defense and clean energy sector. Companies focus on mission critical precision components. Companies strong in-house R&D capability, diversified customer base and strong management team. So these are the growth drivers. Then let's say if you want to know what is the market cap of MTAR and its PE ratio. Let's search what it replies. So it says as of May 12, market cap of MTAR is 5,838 crore, PE ratio of 63.36. And let's say you want to know more about this company, or if you want to change this representation, you can do it. If you want to know what are the competitors of MTAR. So there you go, it has mentioned some other stocks in the similar sector. It include your Bharat Electronics, Hindustan Aeronautics, Bharat Dynamics, Data Pattern, Astral Microwave, right? So personally, I found this information very, very useful. In fact, you can even find information that is not easily available on Google search. So let's say you want to know the capex plan. So what is the capex plan of Tata Chemical? Let's say you want to know Tata Chemical capex plan. If you search it, so here it is. It has mentioned that capex plan of Tata Chemical is 5,000 crores over the next few years. It has even elaborated the details. Let's say it says companies investing in expanding its current business by debottlenecking its Mithapur facility to enhance soda ash capacity, then increasing salt production, upgrading turbines, then investing in enlarging the product portfolio. Then it is also invest in new business such as Greenfield unit in Odisha, Greenfield ethanol plant, Greenfield specialty chemical plant. Now Google Bard is so latest that you can even find out which companies are going to declare their Q4 results on 12th May. So if you search which companies are declaring Q4 results on 12th May 2023. You want to know the names of companies that are going to declare the results today, that is on 12th May. There you go. So here are the names. You've got Cipla, Hindustan Aeronautics, HPCL, Tata Motor, IGL, Vedanta, Colgate, DLF, IOB and APL Apollo. So these are the major companies that are going to declare the result. So this is the kind of information which is not easily available on Google search, which I really found useful. Apart from this, let's say if you want to know companies that have got very high ROE, high ROC in last 2-3 years, you can get the list. Please share name of stocks that have a high ROE in last 3 years along with ROE data. There you go. So here is the list. It includes your Hindustan Zinc, which has got an ROE as of 20 to 2022. That include Page Industry, TCS, Info Edge, Coal India, L&T Technology, Adani Green, Dr. Reddy. Now this ROE is between 2020 to 2022. If you want to know the ROE till 2023, so if you search, please get the ROE. Let's just copy this query and as of 2023, just add that. There you go. So it has mentioned the ROE of these companies. Look at this. The names include Hindustan Zinc, Page Industry, TCS, Info Edge, Coal India with their latest ROE as well. Now let's say you want to add ROCE. Please add ROCE for above stock. There you go. So you can also find the ROC of these companies for 2023. Now let's say you want to add the market cap. Please add market cap, latest market cap. So Google Bard has removed ROE and ROC and added market cap. Now let's say you want to know ROE, ROC, market cap, P ratio all together. Please mention name of stocks with highest ROE in last 3 years as of 2023 and also mention their market cap and PE ratio. Let's see what it replies. There you go. So it has mentioned the ROE, the latest ROE, the market cap as well as PE ratio as of 2023. So personally, I found this information very informative. Let's say you want to know, please suggest some key trends in Indian stock market and sectors to benefit from them. So it has mentioned some of the key trends that are shaping the market for India, which include rise of middle class, where it says India is home to world's largest middle class and this group is growing rapidly. Then it says as this group gains more disposable income, they are spending more on goods and service, which is driving economic growth. And this is benefiting a wide range of sectors including consumer discretionary, healthcare, education. Then second growth driver is growth of digital economy, where India is one of largest and fastest growing digital economy. Country has large and young population that is increasing its digital platform for everything from shopping to banking, which is going to benefit business and technology, e-commerce and financial service. Then third trend is opening of economy, where Indian government is making it easier for foreign companies to invest in India. Then you can even dig deep and try to identify what are some of the top companies in consumer discretionary space. So let's say top companies in consumer discretionary space in India. So here is the response. In FMCG, it includes HUL, Nestle India, Godrej Consumer. In automotive, include Maruti, Tata Motor, Hero Moto. Then retail, it include Reliance, Future Road Retail, Aditya Birla. Then leisure, it include ITC Hotel, PVR, Jubilant Foodwork. Then in media and entertainment, some of the names. Now, so far we covered the stock related queries. Now, let's say you want to know some of the mutual funds that have low expense ratio. Top mutual funds in India with lowest expense ratio. Or rather, let's say you type index funds in India, top index funds in India with lowest expense ratio. So the response, let's keep it very specific to index funds and let's see what it replies. So here is the report. It says Navi, then Motilal Oswal, they've got an expense ratio of 0.06 of Navi, then Motilal is 0.1. So Navi is Nifty 50 index fund. Motilal Oswal is also Nifty 50. Then Nippon has an expense ratio of 0.15. Now let's say you want to know the AUM. Please add AUM detail in above list. There you go. So it has now also added the AUM of each of these index funds. Navi has got 722 crore, Motilal Oswal 1250 and all of that. Now if you want to know the tracking error, so you can add, please add tracking error for above list. Even better. So now you can see the expense ratio and you can even see the tracking error. So personally, this is some information which is not easily available on Google search. Apart from this, let's say you want to know the latest interest rate in the country, let's say latest FD rates, latest saving account rates. So you can get everything here. So let's say you want to know latest interest rates on post office schemes as of 2023 versus interest rate as of 2022. Let's see what it replies. There you go. So you can see it has got mentioned about post office time deposit, where interest rate in 2023 is 6.8%. In 2022, it was 6.7%. So the interest rate got increased. Likewise, it includes a lot of other options. Kisan Vikas Patra, where the interest rate is now 8.1. Earlier it was 7.8. Sukanya Samriddhi 7.6. Senior Citizen Scheme 7.7. Earlier it was 7.6. Again, you need to figure out whether this data is correct or not, because sometimes what I've observed is some of the information is not correct absolutely. So this is something which you can use and explore more. Let's say you want to know banks with highest FD rate as of May 2023. There you go. So you can see the names like your RBL Bank, then IndusInd Bank, Yes Bank, Kotak Mahindra. You can find the interest rates. So this is as of May 2023. Again, like I said, the best and the most important aspect of Google Bard is that it is latest, which is what you need in the world of finance and investment. And that is a big advantage over ChatGPT. So in this video, we discussed the use case of Google Bard in the world of personal finance and investment, and also discussed the key difference between Google Bard and ChatGPT. If I summarize, ChatGPT is better at generating creative text formats like your poem, code, scripts, email, letter, etc. However, when it comes to personal finance investment use case, it looks like Google Bard is 100 times better than ChatGPT, simply because we need latest information for finance and investment world, and that's where Google Bard is up to date with latest data, whereas as of now, ChatGPT knowledge is currently limited to November 21, and that is what makes the big difference. We also discussed some use cases of Google Bard in finance and investment world, and I hope you'll find it useful. Although one major issue I found in both Google Bard and ChatGPT is that sometimes both of them provides wrong information. So you can't 100% rely on them. Of course, it is just the beginning of all these AI-based chatbots, and they will constantly evolve over time. Now tell me in the comments, what is your experience with Googlebot and ChatGPT? Did you find them useful? And also, if you find this video useful, then do share it with your friends and colleagues. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.